Hey everyone, and welcome back to a video that I didn't expect to be making today and don't really want to make, but there's been like quite a serious issue going on with a company that I use that print and fulfill my merchandise, and I'm strangely not seeing anyone else talking about it. This is an issue that I've only just found out about and I'm absolutely furious about, and I don't really know what to do. I guess for legal purposes, I should say, based on the title of this video, I'm not outright calling Teespring, or Spring as they sometimes trade by, I'm not outright calling them scammers. I'm not here trying to damage their reputation. However, I am giving an honest critique of their service and my experience with it, and this is entirely my opinion, and I think it's something that should be shared. Another little disclaimer before I start is that this video isn't scripted. I'm just going to be talking off the top of my head here. And two, I'm having a really, really bad pain day today. So if I seem really out of it, that's why. I'm so sorry. I am physically and emotionally exhausted from just being in constant pain all day. So you'll have to bear with me. I'm so sorry. So back when I started my YouTube channel, and probably back in about 2017 or something like that, I started looking at making merch. I would design my own designs, and then I wanted a print-on-demand fulfillment company to print the designs for me and send them out to my fans. That is pretty standard amongst YouTubers because, you know, someone like me, I'm just one little person and I don't have the money to put a bunch of cash up front to buy merch outright to then, you know, hope it'll sell. So print-on-demand is really good for that. And I don't have the storage space to store anything to send it out. I don't, especially being so ill this year, I don't have the physical energy to be leaving the house constantly to go and send things out. So I used the company that was kind of recommended by YouTube itself, which was at the time going by Teespring. A few years back they kind of rebranded and started changing and going by just the name Spring, but their website still uses a Teespring URL sometimes, so I'll just call them Teespring so you know exactly who I'm talking about. And they were great, they were reliable, they weren't too expensive, as in, like, so I could keep my retail prices down for you guys, which has always been really important to me. I've always wanted any merch or anything that I put out, I want it to be affordable, and not too pricey, because I don't believe that, like, things like art and creative projects, like, and that's how I see a lot of my, like, my clothing I design and my art prints and stuff like that. I see it as like little pieces of art that I want to share with you guys, and I don't think that should be expensive. I think it should be affordable. That's always been really important to me. So I used Teespring since about 2017 and they've always been absolutely fine. They did the printing, they did the fulfillment. I've never had any issues with them. I do have to pay upfront costs to get samples, and that is always like a little bit pricey on my end because where they print the samples and send them out from, there's always a hell of a lot of postage. Generally they print the samples in America, so the postage to go to the UK is a lot. But, you know, that's better upfront costs for me than having to, like, buy a bunch of merch in bulk, you know, and knowing that, like, you know, there's a chance it won't sell. So even though the samples and stuff were a little expensive, I generally still made at least a little bit of profit off it, and like, it was never a big money maker for me. It never made me a huge amount, but, you know, it was a few extra, like, you know, dollars a month, which was nice. And I've just been, like, kind of letting it do its thing in the background because it's never been a problem before. And occasionally I create new designs and put them up and promote them occasionally, and then I get some more sales, and it was nice, and it was just plodding along in the background. And that's how it's been this last year. And this is where I kind of, like, have to take responsibility, because this last, oh god, I don't even know how long all these pain issues have been going on now, but this last year in particular, I have been an absolute wreck in my body, and I've just been completely drained. The uterus issues are still going on, my hip issues are still going on, there's just a lot of pain, and you know, I've been suffering on and off with my stomach with gastritis, which is like an inflammation of the stomach lining, which stems from a lot of the medication that I have to take to deal with all the other issues. So I've had a really, really rough couple of years, and this last year in particular, I've been really heavily relying on a lot of things like my merch sales and stuff to run in the background by themselves, because I can't do everything. I can't even do some of the most basic things I need to do sometimes. Like, if you can see my hair right now, this is 4 months of growth at the root because I can't even find the energy to sit down and paint my hair with dye, you know? So I've been putting what energy I can into like creating my videos, and I've had a lot more photography work this year, which I love and is so fun. But again, when you're in physical pain, it's very, very demanding and very draining. So that's why it's entirely my fault that I haven't noticed this issue sooner, and I should have. And the fact that I haven't is my fault, and I'm so sorry I didn't notice before now. The old website on Teespring basically just showed orders coming in, and from that you can't see any details about who exactly has bought them, so I can't see your names or anything like that, to the best of my knowledge. There may be a way somewhere, but it's not obvious. It's not something I've ever seen, so I don't believe there is a way. So I don't know who is buying the merch. I don't know where it's going out to. I don't even know like how much you're spending on it. That's all handled by Teespring on their side. So all I've ever seen is like, oh, you had this amount of sales, you made this amount of profit, you can get paid at this time, and then that's basically it. That's all I knew. There were extra stats I could see, like, you know, how many people had viewed a product and what the click-through rate of certain things were, what the popularity was, like how many sales there were per item and stuff like that. I could see those stats, but no specifics. And then 2 nights ago now, I went on to just like basically check, because I was doing all my accounting and tax stuff, and I realised that like I haven't had a payment from Teespring in months, and I was like, this is really odd, this doesn't make sense to me. So I went on and I saw that there have been sales, and I was like, I don't understand, like there have been sales, it says I'm owed money, why am I not being paid it? So on looking closer, I found that they've changed one of the pages, and it now has like the status of the orders. So I still don't know who's ordering, I still don't have any of that information, but what I can see is like if an order is pending, or if it's been shipped, or if it's been received, which is like marked as complete. So I can see that, and I realised that all the way back to May of this year, not a single order that has been placed by you guys on my merch store has been created or shipped, and that is absolutely not acceptable. And then I went in and I realised that, and again, this is what brain fog does, it made me like I completely forgot this stuff, but back in March, and this is March of 2015, I put in an order for a bunch of samples of new merch designs, and I ordered my Octobook hoodie, an Octobook t-shirt, a snail t-shirt, a snail sweatshirt, I think it was, and a silly goose t-shirt. And I put in orders for all those things, and I realised that I only actually received one of the hoodies with the Octobook on, and one of the t-shirts with a snail on. So the other 3 items haven't been sent to me, but I've still been charged for them. So I did notice this at the time, and I followed it up in about May, and they told me that there were supply issues and that it would be sent out to me soon, and I was like, okay, that's fine. If not, can I get a refund? And they were like, yeah, absolutely. And that was fine. And then I remember like I still hadn't got it a little while later, so I sent them another email, and they never replied to that email. And being so foggy brained, I just forgot about it until I literally noticed this, and like none of the orders being sent out. So I immediately tried to chat with a customer service assistant on the live chat, and they did not connect me. And I sat there waiting to be connected for 4 hours. They did not connect me. So I sent them a long email, and they told me I'd get a reply in 24 hours. They did not reply. About 26 hours after that initial email, I followed up with another email. They did not reply. I followed up with another email. They did not reply. And now we're on the 3rd day, and they've still not replied. So I went online and started looking, and I can't see anyone else on YouTube talking about this, so I don't think it's a well-known issue. But there are people on Reddit who are saying they've had the same thing, where no orders are being sent out. So what's happening is Teespring are still looking like they're operating on their website. They're still updating their website and adding new features to the front and back end. They're still allowing creators like myself to upload our designs and advertise with them to our audiences. They're then taking orders from you guys, my viewers, they're taking orders from you guys, taking your money, but not producing the merch and not sending it out to you guys and not paying us creators the money we should get from that. So you're losing out, I'm losing out, they're just raking in free money. And that is not okay, that is not acceptable. And they're not responding to emails or messages or anything like that. They're burying their head in the sand. And again, that's not acceptable. It's literally criminal. So I couldn't see any YouTubers talking about it, but what's interesting is they still have this kind of partnership with YouTube. I don't know if partnership is the right word, but they still work with YouTube directly, because one of the reasons I chose Teespring in the first place is because they kind of partner directly with YouTube. So you might have seen like under my videos and stuff, you'll get like a little bar advertising my bits of merchandise. If I'm wearing a bit of merch in the video, it'll appear there and it'll pop up saying that you can buy it and where you can buy it. On my YouTube channel, there's a whole tab for merch because Teespring is integrated with this. And so YouTube are still directly working with them and promoting them. And I don't know if they're aware of this problem where they're not actually fulfilling any customer orders that I can see. Annoyingly, I don't know whose orders haven't been fulfilled. I just know that if you've placed an order between May and now, I don't think it has, but I don't know your names, I don't know your contact details, I don't have any way to like refund you for that, I don't have any way to cancel those, I don't have any power here, there's nothing I can do, and it's really, really frustrating, and I don't know what to do, and I'm very anxious about this, I'm very panicked. I looked this up on Reddit as well, and like I say, other people are having the same problem, so this isn't just an issue with me, this is Teespring as a whole, and not fulfilling orders. They're just taking your money and not giving you your products, and not giving us designers and creators our profits that we should get. Now, on a personal note, I have kind of 3 ways that I sell things to you guys, not including my books. Well, actually, no, I'll include my books. If you buy a book from me, that all goes through Amazon and Kindle Direct Publishing. They do the printing, they do the fulfillment. Again, I can't do that stuff myself, so they do it for me, and I've never had any big issues with that. I had a few issues with printing errors of my second book, and I sent, like, there were creases in the paper and stuff like that, and I sent a little sternly worded email to Kindle, and I told them that this wasn't acceptable, and that if they didn't, you know, make sure this issue was fixed as a priority, because it was clearly a paper issue with like the paper loading and everything. I used to work in printing, and I told them that, like, you know, if they didn't get it fixed, I would be looking to take my books and customers elsewhere, and credit to them, they got it fixed, and my next round of samples that I got were absolutely perfect, and I've had no issues since. So that's Kindle. All my books are absolutely fine. If you buy art or photography prints through my personal print store on my website, which is racheloates.uk, that is all absolutely fine as well. That is not affected. Those prints are printed and fulfilled by a company called Printful, and again, they've been nothing but reliable. They've been great, and I am allowed to like go in there and see every single order, and I personally confirm every single order on there and write you like a little personalized note from me as well. And I do see your details, so if anything goes wrong, I can contact you directly, so I can do all that stuff on Printful. So again, no problems there. And then finally, I have the things that I do myself, like my bookmark packs, which I do pay for myself, like upfront, from the printers. So like the last bookmark pack that I put out, it's a little bit slow doing it this way, because I'm still waiting on them to be printed and sent to me. They're on the way, they should be here tomorrow, we'll see how that goes. So it's a lot slower, but they print them for me, they send them out to me, I put all the different designs together into the little packs, I do little personalised notes on there, I package them all up, and I go to the post office myself and I get them sent out to you guys. And that's why that process is a little bit slower, but again, at least I'm in control of that, and there's nothing going wrong with that. If you've ordered your bookmarks, you're absolutely still going to get them. Like, you know, there's no issues there. I've got my big stack of envelopes in the corner all ready to go. I've got my little printing labels no, I've got my shipping labels printed. Like, that's all good to go, that's fine. The only issue is if you've bought clothing or an item through Teespring. That's where the issue lies. And again, I wish there was something I could do for these people, but I don't know who you are. I don't have your names or any contact details. I have no way to personally refund you because I don't have any of your money. Teespring does. I have no way of cancelling those orders or doing anything like that. So all I can suggest is, if you're one of those people, please, please, please reach out to Teespring directly. Try and get a refund. Try and speak to their customer service team if you can. And if you can't get through, speak to like an ombudsman in your country or something like that. In the US, you can go through the Better Business Bureau. In the UK, we have trading standards, and there's plenty of advice on the Citizens Advice Bureau. And I'm not sure what it is for other countries. Again, I don't know where any of you are that have ordered this merch or what countries you're in. I don't have that information, so I can't be more detailed. I'm so sorry. But you're going to have to probably go through that to get your refund, or you can do a chargeback with your bank, anything like that. But I would recommend on trying something as soon as possible, because yeah, there's sadly no other options at this point, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to suggest. I'm just really freaking out. I'm going to have to go through that route myself to get my own refund back for those merch samples that I didn't get. So that's going to be a nice long drawn out process, isn't it? It's frustrating as hell. But what I will say is, the minute I found out this was happening, I took every single item of mine off sale, because I don't want to risk anyone else buying from them and being taken in by this and losing out, because it's absolutely not fair. So I immediately took everything off sale when I found out. I will not be putting it back on sale. I'm going to be behind the scenes looking at other options, more reliable options, trying to speak to some friends and see what they do and who they use, and find a company that is more reliable and will actually send you your products that you've paid for. So I'm gonna be doing that over this weekend, and trying to get up another merch store if possible. But to anyone who has been affected by this, I can only apologise. It is absolutely not fair. It is not acceptable, and I'm so sorry I didn't know about this before now. I'm so sorry there's not more I can do, but I do encourage you to speak to like places like the Better Business Bureau, put in complaints about, even if you haven't had a bad order from them, I would recommend that people put in complaints about this company and have them investigated, because they are not providing the service they are advertising, and that is absolutely not okay. But yeah, for now, that's kind of all I can say on this situation. I'm going to keep trying to get in touch with Teespring. I am going to keep, I'm going to get in touch with trading standards in the UK and go through Citizens Advice to see what else I can do. I will not be working with them again. I will not be encouraging anyone else to work with them again. And I think this is something that we should make more people aware of, because I know so many creators that use Teespring and trust them like I did, and we just blindly allow them to take money from our viewers and our audience, and it's not okay that they're just taking your money, they're taking my money, they're taking other people's money and not providing what they advertised. It is not acceptable, and I just think more people should know about it, and I wanted to talk about it openly and honestly and apologise so damn much, and try and, if there's nothing I can personally do to fix this, at least give you a point in the right direction of how you can get your money back, and promise you that, like, I will not allow this to happen again in the future. I absolutely will not. And I'm so sorry that they have done this. Yeah, that's all I can really say for now, but yeah, thank you for your time and for listening, and again, I can only apologise. I am really sorry this happened.